I'm a mother, entrepreneur, influencer, personality, and more. I have a passion and charge on my life to provide entrepreneurs with the motivation to be their own boss. I'm Nara Winay, and I'm a dope resource. What is up, loves and thugs? I am Nara Winay, and you are tuned into Chit Chat with Nara. So you all, let's just say, today is a good day, okay? Today is a good recording day. My kiddos are nice and comfortable and are asleep. That was very important due to what we're going to be talking about on today's episode, that my children were in bed and could not hear this conversation. Not that it's going to be super raunchy. It's just some of the things that we're going to be talking about, I don't want them to know about, okay? You all, I would prefer my children did not hear this part of the conversation. But you all, we are here and we are going to just jump right into it, okay, you all? No point in dragging out this conversation. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to ruffle a couple of feathers. I was once that type of mom that you couldn't tell me anything. Honestly, it still parts of me where I'm like, you're not going to tell me anything about parenting my children. So I've always lived my life believing that as long as your children are fed, have shelter, they're clean, there's no abuse, to let people parent the way they want to. Everyone is not going to be the same type of parent because there's no rule book on the type of mom or dad you have to be. But I do feel like there are some things that we know are just kind of crossing the line. And I never thought that I would be doing an episode like this at all because, like I told you all, I don't like when people try to, critique me on the type of parent that I am. So I totally understand, what this young lady could be feeling that we're getting ready to talk about in this podcast today. And y'all probably are wondering, like, what does parenting have to truly do with Chit Chat with Nara? It's all about to wrap back into the entrepreneurship, okay? So you all, I am sure that everyone has either seen the post, read an article about this post, or even probably interacted in the comments about this particular situation. So, not too long ago, a lady made a post that basically she was saying she's passing down, like LLCs and entrepreneurship skills and things of that nature to her daughter. This lady has a waxing business and allowed her minor, very young minor at that, to basically perform waxing services, including Brazilian waxes, on 24 clients, okay? 24. Y'all, this woman definitely went viral trying to prove a point. Now, I do believe that when she made the post about teaching her daughter about her business, she truly did have good intentions, okay? Now, this is where I have to cough, okay, y'all? And the reason I'm going to cough there and gave y'all that fake cough is because even if her intentions were good, the situation, for lack of better words, was very fucked up. Very, very fucked up. And I've went back and forth the past couple of weeks debating on if I wanted to even talk about this because I'm like, okay, Nara, you might ruffle some feathers. You might have people coming for you. Do you want to deal with that? Like, you're already in your own healing journey for other things. Do you want to talk about this right now? But I would not be the person I am, and I would not be able to say that I'm an influencer or anyone that's a part of any type of media, which podcast, let's be real, y'all, it's a media outlet, if I did not speak on this, especially being a mother that is an entrepreneur and also am teaching my children about entrepreneurship. But we'll talk about that a little later, okay, y'all? So, you had people on social media saying, oh, she needs to be arrested for this. You had some people saying this is terribly wrong. You had people saying, well, no, that's good that she's teaching her child. You all over-sexualize everything. And you got people in the gray area, okay? And I've been trying to get myself to be able to see it from different point of views because I already know what my point of view is on it. So first, I want to talk about the people that are saying there's nothing wrong with it. No, there is nothing wrong with teaching your child about being an entrepreneur, okay? But there's different approaches to it. This young lady could have easily ordered a kit online. Let's think about it. You have to go to school and get licensed to even do waxing services. So she could have simply bought a kit to teach her daughter about, the safety of waxing and how to do it, the different products you use, how to do tests to make sure a person isn't allergic to the type of product you're going to use. So many different ways she could have did it. She could have allowed for her daughter to wax her legs or her arms. Mom, you're the mom. Let her wax your mustache. Every woman, no matter if we want to believe it or not, has some type of hair on their face. It was all kind of ways to teach her about the business. You could have taught her about how maybe you have your website set up, what it looks like for your business to be in compliance. Okay, this is how we do promotion. But allowing your child to do that was too much for me. But you have people that are saying, oh, it's okay, you all over sexualize everything. It's deeper than over sexualizing it, you all, okay? And I'm sorry if I'm coming off super serious because it is a serious topic to me. It's nothing to joke about. For one, this little girl was not licensed or of age to even be certified to perform these type of services. So if something would have went wrong, guess what? That client could sue. Now your mom doesn't even have this business. And that wouldn't be the little girl fault because her mom, as the adult, made the decision for her to be a part of these 24 clients that day. Okay? Now let's talk about the adults that laid their asses up there and allowed for this minor to perform this type of service. Okay? Where was your morals at? And I'm just trying to understand it, you all, because as an adult, I'm not going to allow someone's child to wax my vagina, okay? I'm not going to allow for my child to wax somebody, okay? I don't even want my child coming to me as a teenager talking about, can she go get waxed? For what? What do you need to go get waxed for? And that's my opinion as a mother for my children. And I'm sure there's probably people out there that do allow their teenagers to go get waxing done. Not my business, okay? So even for the people that were saying they understand it, yes, I can understand teaching your child about being an entrepreneur, but not that point of it. Then you got the people in the gray area, like, I don't know. Y'all, I even heard people say, well, if it was a son, would it be better? No, wrong is wrong. I'm like, y'all take away gender on everything else but the shit that we should keep gender on, okay? Or take it off of. It don't matter if it was a little boy or a little girl, son, daughter, niece, nephew, goddaughter, godson. Wrong is wrong, okay? This is something that a child should not have been introduced to. It's okay for your kids to know what you do for a living, but you don't have to involve them in every piece of it. If you're a sex worker, are you going to take your kids with you and say, hey, this is how mommy paid the bills? This is mommy's career? If you're a stripper, are you taking your child to the strip club? No. If you have an OnlyFans, no. If you are a construction worker and you know that you're going on a job where it can be super dangerous, you're not taking your child with you. If you're a truck driver, a lot of truck drivers don't take their kids on the road with them. Some of them do, but it's very seldom that you do. You don't hear pilots saying, oh, I'm about to let my child fly a plane that I have passengers on just because I'm a pilot. So we can't keep saying, oh, well, it was her mom's business. She wanted to teach it to her. Oh, it's that person's career and you want your kids to understand it. Understanding is one thing. Taking it overboard is another. So those people that said they were in the gray area, I'm kind of like, this is one of those cut and dry type of situations where you really couldn't be in the gray area. And I'm still trying to understand that because it had me kind of looking at people sideways, including associates of mine that were either okay with this or in that gray area, because I'm just like, you all think this okay? And I had to really sit back and ask a person, so you will really sit there and open your legs and allow somebody's child to wax you and you think that's okay? And this individual said, yeah. Y'all, I have been working really hard on separating myself from people that I just absolutely can't agree with some of their actions and opinions. And so, unfortunately, I did have to separate myself from this individual because now I feel like that is somebody that I won't trust around my kids because you're okay with children doing things they shouldn't even know about yet. And that's a problem. But that's neither here nor there. And then you have the people that's on the same stance that I'm on, where we're like, that was a totally fucked up situation to put your child and your clients in. But even once again, those 24 clients in that day, how was you comfortable with yourself as an adult to think this was okay? Like, I just really don't understand it. Like, I get it. We want to live in this world where can't nobody tell us nothing. And there's no realistic norms anymore because so many people are different. But at certain points, y'all, we gotta just face stuff full forward. It was a wrong situation. And you know, there's a lot of people on there that was like, she need to be arrested. Now, I didn't take it as far as saying she should be arrested, but I did feel like she needed to have a reality check and have someone explain to her the situation you put your child in. You don't know some of these clients that come in for services, okay? Yes, just because they were women clients, women can be predators too. And I'm not telling nobody to live in fear or feel like you can't allow your children to do anything, but we have to be mindful what we expose our children to as parents too, because the accountability and the do's and don'ts starts at home before they start anywhere else. And I don't know what the lady was thinking. You know, would it have been any better if she kept it off of social media? Absolutely not, because at the end of the day, it was still something that happened. You know, it was still something that was gonna get around. An article did come out, you know, that the mom is allegedly facing charges with Child Protective Service. I haven't seen too much more on that. Do I feel like her child should be took from her? No. Do I feel like she need a good talking to of saying, hey, these are things we can't do? Absolutely. Do I feel like a lot of parents probably overdo it with what they allow their kids to see? Most likely, but that's not my job to determine what a person exposes their children to. But I can give y'all some tips, okay? As a mompreneur, I can give you all some tips on what you can do to still, once again, introduce your child to entrepreneurship. So, for example, we all know I do PR, social media management, podcasting, of course, create different type of content. I do so many things that I could show my kids, okay? And I try to show them as much as I can. Now, as far as if I'm going on somebody's podcast and the conversation is like X rated or super mature, no, my children cannot sit around while I do that podcast. My daughter, Royalty, she has a business called Royalty's Fun Ice and More, where she sells snow cones. Now, when she started selling her snow cones and slushies and different cold beverages, I started having parents asking, "Oh, well, can you add a little bit of this in there? Can you put, liquor in it and alcohol and other things like wine and well, it's all alcohol at the end of the day." But they wanted something that I would not have been comfortable with my child serving. I didn't even want it attached to her brand. Now, I could have easily been like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and mix this. Royalty Fun Ice got these adult drinks too. It would have been crossing the line because I'm not going to let my minor serve alcohol to adults when you need to be, in most states, 21 to even serve alcohol. Some of them let you be 18, but I don't know all of them right off the bat. So what I did as a parent is I created a sister company called Fire and Ice for the adult beverages. Now, at events, some events you can get both. You can get non-alcoholic, which is Royalty's Fun Ice, or you can get alcoholic beverages, that is Fire and Ice. Do my daughter know that I sell alcohol beverages? Of course. Has she ever mixed one up? No. But what did I teach her? I taught her about different flavor combinations that she could still use with Royalty's Fun Ice. She knows about counting inventory, creating content, coming up with a menu. She knows how to count her till down at the end of an event. She knows how to put everything on a spreadsheet. She knows everything about Royalty's Fun Ice and Fire and Ice. Mine is being able to actually serve alcohol to adults. And I keep it that way on purpose because I know that as an adult, I want to be okay with a minor serving me drinks. It's just not going to happen. I'm not even going to serve beverages that have alcohol in it to minors. I'm going to card you because I have a obligation as a bartender and a mixologist to make sure that I am keeping a great ethic and standard about myself. And I do feel like the young lady that decided to let her daughter help wax, her ethics as a business owner went out the door with that post. I'm not even sure if she's still in business. Do I like to see people businesses crash? Absolutely not. But even though as entrepreneurs we're our own boss, we have to also realize we can be our own poison to make it to where we don't succeed too. You can allow your children to go to, business conferences with you that are child friendly. Let them go to meetings with you so they can see how it's done, help you order inventory. It's so many things we can do, but we have to know when not to cross that line. We have to know. Of course, my children know that I cuss. I've heard my daughter slip up and cuss sometime while in the shower, okay? I didn't get on her for it. I talked to her about it. But am I going to sit here and let my child be in my face when I'm having, like I said, on somebody's podcast? Or maybe if I was to bring back a podcast that was strictly for adults? Absolutely not. She would not be on it. And I just feel like sometimes as parents, even though we don't want people to tell us what to do, sometimes we need to be mindful of what we decide to do anyway. And that was a very messed up subject. And I could go deeper, you all, about some of the things that we see on the internet, especially people that record themselves disciplining their children. To me, once again, for lack of better words, that's lame as fuck, okay? Why do you want to get clout for disciplining your child? When did embarrassing our children become a thing? Children have feelings too. And I'm like, it's so many different things we could dissect that actually brings us into being a social media parent and being a real deal parent. We have to stop doing so many things, like I said, for likes and views, for attention. You have the people that want to be the super perfect parent. You have the people that want to be the badass parent. All of these different things for this validation for what? For people that's not helping you take care of your children. I feel like that was also a situation with this young lady. She was trying to prove a point that she was teaching her kids more than just the average things by letting her daughter help with the waxing, and it backfired. Yeah, you went viral, you got these likes, you got this attention, but it had people coming for you for the type of mother you are. And if you're watching this episode or someone ends up getting this episode to her, my heart does go out to you because in your mind at the time, you probably did feel like you were doing the right thing. But it's also that part that's like, baby, everything ain't for the internet. Okay? Hell, that wasn't even for real life. You shouldn't have did the shit, is all I'm saying. But we have to stop doing that. We have individuals that might only see their kids half of the week by the time they get through working, their kids at school and all of that. But guess what? They gonna post every picture like they mommy and daddy of the year. But probably treat them kids like hell off camera. You have people that want to live this life of being a content creator so bad that everything has to be recorded. Yes, you all, I recorded what I made my kids for breakfast this morning. I even recorded what we have for dinner. And I recorded it in a sense of everything is not always I'm cooking every day, coming up with these amazing meals that you all see if you go over on my TikTok, okay? Sometimes we order pizza. We ordered Domino's today. And you know why? Because mom had so many different things going on today that it was going to be impossible to cook. We have to quit living these fairy tale lives. Sometimes y'all see me with makeup on, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you see people where they only post when their kids are completely dressed from head to toe, hair done, haircuts, everything is super perfect. You have this perfect morning routine. Everything is just on time. Y'all, I would never want to be that much of a robot, okay? So we have to quit being social media parents and just take time to be parents. You don't have to be perfect all the time. You don't have to prove a point all the time. Just be yourself. Even as entrepreneurs, we want to prove so bad that we can have it all. Like I said, I was just there, you all, where I wanted to prove that I could have a healthy relationship and I could have the perfect family and I could be this entrepreneur and I could do all of this stuff, and everything ended up being a slap in my face. And I had to take a step back and realize it's okay to not be okay sometimes. And I'm pretty sure this young lady is devastated at what's going on. You know, it could go deeper to where we don't know if kids that's heard their parents talking about the situation are teasing this little girl at school. You know, we don't know how much harm has truly been done off of a simple post trying to prove a point that you're teaching your child about being an entrepreneur, because there's so many ways that child could have learned about being an entrepreneur. I just want us to be mindful. um, Unfortunately, we are a reflection of our children, and sometimes what we do with our kids can be a reflection of our brands. And in this case, it was for that young lady. I don't know what the future holds for her. You know, I don't know if it's going to make people not want to go to her for services because maybe they are worried about what people are going to think of them for still going. I don't know. You know, I don't have all the answers to it. I'm just really trying to understand the people that was okay with it, and especially the people that said they was in between, because I can't understand it. But y'all, I just wanted to take some time to talk about this because y'all, like I said, it's been on my mind, it's been on my spirit of something that I felt like needed to be discussed. I'm sure I'm not the first person to bring this up on their platform, and I'm sure I won't be the last, but I needed to get it out there. I do hope that some of the tips that I gave you all on how you can still teach your child about your business and brand and being an entrepreneur stuck out, and you might try some of them, but also be mindful of what you expose your children to, because it could do more harm than good like it did in this case. But on that note, you all, I am going to go ahead and enjoy the peacefulness of my children being in bed, because as a mom, full-time working mom, entrepreneur, we don't really get a lot of time into ourselves. So I am going to enjoy this. My thoughts and prayers do go out there to any entrepreneurs with children that are battling what to expose their children through to and not. I definitely say to link up with other individuals that have children and may have been where you are. You all can always reach out to me. By simply shooting me an email or a DM to talk more about this conversation or hear about things I do. I don't have it all together, you all, but I do feel like I'm at a certain point where I can say I've been doing this now for 7 years, and I think I'm doing pretty okay. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but I know certain things I will not expose my children to while teaching them about being an entrepreneur. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. And as always, people are going to talk, so give them a reason to mimic your dope. Bye.